There we go. Are you out of your mind? I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm interested. I guess now, or only for this precise moment, when we sat down in the center of this strange child's room, everyone believed in ghosts. Yeah, so, of course the voices aren't gonna be the same as from yesterday, because I was really fucking tired. And I can't mimic that low gravelly voice. Even Kate, though of course she would never admit it, if a phantom hand of a baby touched my skin now, I'd flinch. Obviously, I'm afraid of ghosts, because I know what they are capable of when they're not in the mood. In the room, there were not many toys, but still, the room must be abandoned. Hey, you hear me? Abandoned, god damn it. There was a little bed with a teddy bear on it near the wall. A dollhouse was standing on the floor with a small zoo near it, and faded pillow was left nearby. You know, I bet they're gonna look at the dollhouse, and in one of the rooms, it's gonna have like us in the exact same child's room with like little things, and you see like something on the lower floor slowly coming up as they hear like, what was that? I heard something downstairs. No, you're fucking with me. You're fucking with me. By the opposite wall there was a little nightstand with a child's makeup and mirror above it. I hated mirror, and if you take a cozy sit on the chair at the table for a tea party, you'll be able to see the forest landscape. That actually sounds pretty lovely. Let's begin. I touched the planchetta and started moving it around the board. Everyone grabbed it too. I suddenly felt like we were trying to touch someone's gravestone right now. What's your name? Shit, let me take a sip. The cheese is going to my brain. Our hands moved slowly. We heard a quiet, eerie creaking sound. Sorry. M-A-R-Y. How did you die? Everyone gave him a judgmental look, but the planchetta started moving. My brain tried to think of a response like, you know how there's like too much vitamin C or you have too much cheese? It's like the person who died eating like 494 nuggets. And it's like, so what you're telling me is the limit is 493 nuggets. It's like, I was gonna make a joke about that, but like, too much cum. was wondering how it works when it's like if 2 letters in a row. How does it work? Was it his fault? I don't like this. What am I thinking about? What am I thinking about? Oh, if you're thinking about some like perverted shit and you're making a fucking child spirit read your mind, you're fucking disgusting, man. S E X. Shit, that's not funny. Shit, that's not funny, asshole. I almost shit bricks. Lloyd burst out laughing. Did you really think there was someone there? That was me who wrote the message on the wall with the blood paint. I brought it in a joke shop, just like a lamp with a silhouette that you saw in the window. I think it's called a magic lantern. I thought it'd be 2 separate tricks, but I got a really great combo. What a trickster. How do you manage to fool us if you were here all the time? I set up the lamp and went down after Martin. I knew he would want to smoke, so he would see the light in the window. Well, you planned it really well. Cool show. I'm sure you're sick of getting annoyed with these fearful ghost stories. Lloyd nodded. Ha! Just fucking... Ghosts do not exist, and if you meet one, tell him I said hello. It's like, hear a whisper in his voice. How about you tell them yourself, fuckboy? He took the board from Ella's hand and threw it in the old chest with toys which fell on its side. You're supposed to say goodbye, you fucking dipshits. One by one, the blocks on the slate slowly rolled out from the darkness of the chest. Hello! Holy shit! This is some really good fucking music. They turned and spun with a sharp and cold, blinking corners until the letters formed a word. H-E-L-L-O. I don't know if you can hear me. Appeared on everyone's faces. Lloyd couldn't say a word. This fool was scared to death. What is happening? Why have you wasted such a good trick? You should have done this hello thingy first and then confess. The word H-E-L-L-O immediately flashed under the moonlight once more. That wasn't me! His eyes showed the genuine fear. Everyone believed him. Lloyd, of course, is stupid, but he could not be a complete fool. He wouldn't try another trick after he cracked. This harmless greeting turned into something that made the blood run cold. Everyone was staring at these letters as if they were the eyes of a killer that had a gun to their heads. Now their veins weren't filled with blood, but with freezing ice. I don't know why. Like, I understand. Look, I get the character being like, not a good person, right? And I can get behind that, right? Because not every main character needs to be the hero or the one to save everyone. But the way they're going about it reminds me of, like, this is just a small glimpse into my evil, fucked up mind. The rest of the stuff you can't even imagine. Your mind would break the second you saw the insanity in my brain. Again, I'm not a good writer. I have ideas, but I'm not good with words and books and shit. So, like, I can't really be critiquing. But this just sounds over the top. It's just really annoying. The sharp and cold knife of truth was about to cut their world into pieces. They would step into the new reality of madness. No one wanted to believe in it, but there was no doubt about it. No one wanted to see it, but they couldn't look away. The cold wind touched their skin, squeezing their organs and making the cry burst from their throats. The cube started twitching. Suddenly they rose into the air and floated like someone hanged them by the strings. Oh my lord, what the fuck is that? I'm gonna be, that's a sick ass sprite. That is fucking ominous. Oh my lord. Like I don't know how they make it so, like, I'm not good with, like, drawing, like, oh no, that's gonna sound bad, no. So what I meant to say, right, is like, what, right, just testing audio. Okay. So what I was gonna say, right, is I was originally gonna say is I'm not good with drawing see-through clothes, right? But I guess that's not what I meant. What I was trying to say is I'm not good with the see-through effect, right? Because you know when you make a character and some parts of the clothing are like supposed to be not completely see-through, right? It's like, for example, you know how it's like, I was gonna have leggings as an example where sometimes like it's clearly black, but it feels like you can see a bit of the skin despite, you know, or like, yeah, the effect of being see-through like this. I'm not good with see-through stuff like translucent, that's the word, sorry, translucent. I mean, translucent is different from see-through, but like, you get what I mean? So I find, like, whenever I see people use, like, translucent stuff like this, because, like, this looks like, yeah, this looks like, right, is I'll draw a body, a head and stuff, and the lines will, like, connect with each other and be all messy, like this, but this is different. Like, it's not just the clothes, but if you look carefully, it's also, like, through her leg. Like, faintly through her leg, so it's, like, not just the dress that's translucent. Also, because I'm not good at, like, drawing dresses and stuff, it's really fucking me up when, like, people could draw dresses and then the legs, because you have to draw the whole body where the legs are connected and then draw the dress around it. So like seeing just the legs and and not the hole where the legs come from, it's kind of fucking me up a bit. But that's a sick-ass design. Girl appeared before us. She was no more than 6 years old. How could you tell? It's like, so pause for a second, right? Is that, like, when you go to, like, a family gathering, right? How do you just know, like, I can understand, like, I could, you'd presume the character's sex, right? But it's like, what? Maybe that's just me. I don't really keep up to date with family members and shit, so it's more of like a guess of their age rather than actually knowing their age. Because I need someone to tell me. Because I can take a guess, but that doesn't mean I'm right, you know? So I don't know how people go like, oh yeah, this character looks to be around 8 to 12. What the fuck does that look like? What do you mean? Those are two different ages. What do you mean 8 to 12? It's either 8 or 12. 8 to 12? There's so many numbers in between that. Like, people constantly grow and change, like, just, you know, because of, like, everyone looks so different to just say, like, oh yeah, this is what an average fucking, let's say, 9-year-old or 3-year-old looks like. I don't know what that means. So I could guess the character's age, but I wouldn't be able to know for certain. So how do these people, it's like, know more? Okay, so sorry, my dyslexia is kicking my ass again. She was no more than 6. So like, but then how would you know? Yeah, that's really fucking me over. Like, that's confusing me. Her light dress was like a leaf in the wind. Also, something that's bothering me is, like, you see the little hole on the right side of, like, the leg? It seemed to be, like, see-through instead of actually, like, having... like, wouldn't that be where the leg is shown? I'm not sure. Her bones are so bony, man. Her light dress was like a leaf in the wind. The fear ripped out the souls from our bodies. The girl was staring at us. No, she was staring at Kate. Oh, that's so fucking gruesome. Ew. The carpet was buried under the flesh, and the carpet was buried under the flesh, and then the girl disappeared. Somehow we went back to our world. Even I was scared, but not because I'm afraid of ghosts. This scene reminded me about the car accident long ago, and it appeared that she was just mocking me. Oh, fucking fully yourself. Honestly, this main character is pissing me off. Everyone but Kate rushed down the stairs. She was standing with her eyes closed, repeating something as if it was a spell. No, how could it be you? You're dead! Dead! You... What are you talking about? Run! What are you talking about? Run! Mon grabbed her hand and together they ran down the stairs. Bananas and pajamas running down the stairs. We need to get out of here. Grace and the rest of us just started packing up in haste. They only took some things that were close. We must get to the car. Well, I warned you that there could be consequences. Frickin' consequences? You're crazy, bitch! You almost killed us all in that room! Be careful. The girl appeared behind Lloyd and she was wearing the same dress as before. She was burned alive. I'm pretty sure this girl died during the fire. I mean, Kate couldn't kill her with the flamethrower, right? Kate came to her senses. Looks like she realized how horrifying the situation was and wanted to run away as fast as she could. She rushed to the door, clutching her fashionable purse. I thought she had everything under control, but what if Kate runs away? I can't let that happen. Do I trust her? Fuck no. So I'm gonna save. No. That bitch is gonna leave us. I know damn well she's not coming back for any of us. I grabbed Kate's hand. You aren't going anywhere. Let me go, you freak. Oh! She immediately took nail scissors out of her purse and pierced my... Jesus Christ! I shouted in pain and clung her sleeve tightly as if I wanted to tear it off. Oh! I tried to take the scissors out, but this bitch stabbed through my hand, and my other eye was damaged. I screamed in pain. My eyes could be restored if I have. Will I have? The first soul had left the house. I heard the sound of someone starting an engine. Help! Help me! Go to hell, you freak! They're gone. But she will help me, won't she? I just need to draw the defense symbol. I started to crawl around the floor, searching for a piece of chalk. Blood was dripping down out of my empty sockets. My eyes were like bloody waterfalls. God, how painful. Where is it? Damn! Here you are. It was a childish voice. I took the chalk and tried to scratch the floor with it. It was no use. I couldn't see what my hands were doing. It was not chalk. The thing I clutched was with my fingers. I checked the girl's nail and heard the laugh. The devil was laughing. She was laughing. But you can't. No. Come to me, Ashley. A child's arm hugged me. I didn't get their souls, but at least you will be mine. You have lost your eyes, your allies, your mind, and even your soul. You won't go to heaven. You are not welcome there, and hell doesn't need you either because your soul is missing. But don't worry, you still exist somewhere in the very darkness of silence, in the brightest world of pain, in her. What the fuck? the fuck? Oh! I can't even... I'm not saying this game is bad, right? But I can't even tell if the characters are... What's the word? Like... not out of context. Like, they don't feel themselves because... you all came here together. You all wanted proof that ghosts exist. And now that ghosts exist, you're turning your back on me like it's my fault? You selfish fucking cunts. Like, they all fucking left me. Let's load and create a separate timeline where I didn't die. I guess I have to. Everything will be fine. I just need to trust her. Blind faith, achievement unlocked. If I start doubting her, then I won't be sure in anything at all. Finally, Kate got to the car. She began pulling the handle and her body shivered in fear, but the door wouldn't budge. Oh, not have faith in Kate, but faith in the fucking ghost? Ella, throw me the keys! I threw the keys and they flew in Kate's direction, but the girl didn't catch them. They fell into the thick grass. The girl was feverishly searching the ground for salvation. Her face looked as though she was digging into someone's innards with blood gushing from them. Her eyes were full of fear. Kate couldn't find the keys. They just disappeared. You know what vibe this gave, the bad ending gave me? It's like, have you guys seen High School of the Dead? You know that scene like, oh, we'll be friends forever, and one of the fucking, like, this is gonna be spoilers for the start of High School of the Dead, but like, so skip ahead or do whatever. Yeah, but yeah, just a warning. But like, you know the scene where it's like, they're skipping like, we'll be friends forever, and the fucking zombie grabs one of their legs, and she's like, help me, and the second girl's like, let go of me. She's like, what? Let go of me, bitch, and she fucking starts kicking her face, and like, as she's watching her friend get like ripped apart, she doesn't see the other fucking zombies grab her face from behind and start like devouring her. That's what that reminded me, like grabbing onto her head, like let go of me, bitch, and just, like stabs me in my eyes. Like, I can't even tell if it's out of character or not. Sorry. The girl pulled the handle hard once more, hoping that her guardian angel would open the door. Maybe she was too scared to run, but where could she hide from this living nightmare? The child's room with readings from hell to the darkest forest. No place safe. The dead girl in the dress was at the porch staring at Kate. Suddenly she raised her hand like a master of death, and Kate screamed. Oh my... What the fuck? Ugh. Ugh. In a second, there was a huge explosion and the car blazed in the night. Oh, what the fuck? the fuck exploded? A Tesla truck? What is this reaction? It was slaughtered as if it had tons of explosives in it. The mangled metal fell on the grass. The torn away door was hanging on the tree like a hanged man. Blood rain started to paint the scenery red. A human heart landed within inches of my foot. It nearly made me throw up. Everybody started screaming, but not because their friend was torn apart like a pinata. They were looking at the car's leftovers, from which innards of burning girl was crawling out. Oh, what the fuck? When it's like just the regular sprites and characters, it seems pretty generic despite the art style. But when it has shit like this, man, this is where it really shines. Yes, it was her. It was Kate. Her skeleton, actually. Well, I think there's still some meat on her bones. Turns out she's not dead. She's just the next host for the Ghost Rider, and now the ghost is fucked. It was decorated with burnt pieces of flesh like a New Year's trees with toys. Ooh, look at her legs! Ooh! She rushed to the guys and almost caught one of them. What is this thing? What have you done with Kate? Come get your cock sucked, pretty boy! Are you a fool or what? Get out of here! The footballer grabbed Martin's hand and pulled him straight to the house. Ella shut the door. What the heck was that? Everyone looked at me. Lloyd started shaking me so hard that I couldn't even say a word. And after Kate's innards, I got real sick, so I almost threw up. What have you summoned, shitty slut? I'll kill you! Why is the art style changed? It's just the characters are just... I like the art style, but the characters are so fucking bad. Really fucking bad. Like, they literally are the, like, personification of any, like, teens in a horror movie as a personification. It's just really shitty. It's like, you wanted me to summon shit, and now you're mad things are summoned, and you're calling me... Well, I mean, I guess the term shitty slut is the right term, since I'm guessing no one's gotten into my pants, and that's the whole point of... So it's like, I'm so bad as a slut, I'm a shitty slut? Like, I guess that's right? Let her go! Now we have more important problems to deal with. I was surprised that Martin was so calm. What on earth must happen to make him worry? Probably he's so popular among the girls because of his nerves of steel, and he's pretty handsome too. Suddenly we heard a loud gnashing sound. Ella went to the door. Something was scratching it from the outside. Actually, everyone already knew what was there. The question was, how could it be? This is just sick. What happened to Kate was a mystery. Even I didn't have any explanation of the strange transformation. What can I say? I met a ghost with pyrokinesis for the first time ever. I was crushed by what I saw, and I was slightly deafened by the explosion itself. But the sound, it seemed to come from another world. Through the ringing of my ears, I've heard this thing scraping my mind, so unbearable as if it was cutting into my heart. I have always hated that part of the ritual. Deliverance. Now at any moment something could go wrong. Look! This thing is at the window! Oh, that's fucking awful! Whoa! Zoinks! Jeepers! Jinkies! Fuck! I guess it'd be hard to make it so like it looks like the entrails are hanging out. But why is it only the head that's on fire? It is easy to break. We must hide on the upper floors. Ella panicked and ran away from the window. But we could still hide in the woods and get to the highway somehow. She won't give us a chance. We can leave this house only as corpses. You've got a better plan? Yeah, we kill the asshole. You want to kill the thing with the flaming skull that has barely any flesh and sharp... I assume the bones are still sharpened from the explosion. But that thing doesn't look like it has regular bones, it has bones. But we don't even know what this is. Why hasn't it broke the window yet? It can't. The deadly creature was smashing the glass with its head painting it red. Sorry, the deadly creature was smashing the glass with its head painting it red, but it couldn't damage the window. The house is some kind of cage. You can go in or out only through the exit. Well, it seemed to be more relaxed, but still frightened. Looks like we're safe here. Don't be happy yet, big guy. The thing outside, waiting for us to kill it. No, there is a better way. We kill this psycho girl. He looked at me with his trembling finger, but I wasn't afraid of him. I was afraid of the dead. The hunt had begun. You wouldn't be scared of the manacled fly in the spider's web. Let's kill her! The thing came for her! I know it! She summoned it! She saw everything with her own eyes! Are you insane? I'm innocent, moron! You were the one who made me do it. How could I foresee this shit? I pointed out the window and realized that the creature wasn't there. It began scratching the door again. Help me. Somebody... Oh, don't fucking fall for this. You saw what the fuck happened to her. I swear. Like, you try to open that door and that's not the corpse you're gonna have to fucking worry about, I swear. Oh my god, it's Kate's voice. She is alive. You nuts, did you miss the explosion, girl? It just can't be her. Use your brain. No way, don't touch the door, idiot. I thought Ella was in on this demonic shit. She's just as stupid as the rest of them! But it was too late. The skeleton caught the girl's wrist through the door wide open. Caught ya? Martin took a baseball bat and rushed to the girl and hit the skeleton's hand clutching Ella's wrist. I heard a loud crack. Someone got their teeth in a real tough cookie. Martin fractured the creature's radius bone and it fell on the floor, smashed to pieces. Dead Kate tried to catch Ella's throat by the other hand, but Martin pushed the door and it cut off the monster's limbs. We heard a loud shriek from the other side of the door. It was so loud that the glass should break to pieces. Then the bones from the floor turned into little bugs. Ew, that was gross. They crawled to the door, got under it, and left the house. Oh, Tarifa, that's actually fucking sick. I mean, that's gross. Fucking Mr. Oogie Boogie as regeneration. Where did you get that, dude? I thought that if we would be in the middle of nowhere, we should have something to defend ourselves. So the baseball bat could be useful, and it was. Thanks for saving me, but why are you so calm? Your girlfriend is a living corpse. That is strange. I agree, very strange indeed. Do you know why I don't panic? Because the things up here, points to his head, is more frightening than anything out there. Because we panic, we die. Understand? Or do you think I have to do something with it? It was so cold-blooded it isn't normal. I mean, you dated for months. I don't want to hear that from her. I would have fucking, like, pushed her out. Honestly, when he hit the monster's hand, I thought it cracked, like, Elena's wrist, Elia, whatever her name is, the pigtail bitch. Yeah, like, I thought it cracked her wrist. She was cheating on me with Austin Blauser behind my back for weeks, okay? Kate was a slut. A slut dies, but I didn't want such a death for her. I mean, it was too much, so cut it off, will ya? Why didn't you say anything, babe? I thought you just wanted to screw me behind Kate's back. That's okay with me, you are cute. It was my revenge. And I think I just couldn't resist such a girl, sweetie. Okay, lovebirds, what should we do? What the fuck is any of their relationships? You're fucking breaking my mind! So, Lloyd is trying to get with Grace. Grace and Martin are a thing because Martin and Kate were a thing, but Kate was cheating, so that makes them being together alright instead of just breaking things off. We kill you and this nightmare ends. You can't kill her. She's the only person who knows what is happening. Who else knows something about ghosts and monsters? Everyone was silent. I know some things. Even a handful of powder can be deadly. So, let her start talking or I'll break her neck. So how do we kill it? You know, how would I... No. I will tell Grace and Martin, but you are by yourself. tattoo a little lizard being whipped in the ass? It is not that simple. And what is? Be killed by this thing? Ashley, you must help us. It will be the best birthday present. What do we know? It can't get inside and we can't get out. I agree with Martin, we must kill it. How? I have no idea. Right now we were allies. We had something in common. We wanted to kill this thing, but the reasons were different. Though I still wanted to get out of here alive like the others, that made me want it dead even more. That was the most important part of the ritual, otherwise all is in vain. What the fuck? I closed my eyes and saw myself standing on the floor covered with stone crumbs. Saw the rays of the sun stretching to my eyes through the glass windows of the abandoned factory. I heard the howling of steel pipes looking down at me like judges. The machinery and tools were quiet. It was too quiet, so I felt their gaze upon my back every minute. They were watching me with genuine interest. What shall she do next? My quiet voice rose up upon the graves of silence. The sharp stirring of my voice cut the stitches on my mouth, and I could feel the dead hallways and speechless rooms with my screams. So I asked her, how should I kill it? I'm afraid this time you're on your own. I'm just saving because I don't know when there's gonna be like a choice. She smiled, demonic gaze made me feel goosebumps. But could she be blamed? It was the other she, and I didn't like the changes that happened to her. She gave me the chance. I used the opportunity. I had no choice. You always have a choice. You could just not fucking do it. You literally came here and did all this shit expecting to sacrifice people and be like, I had no choice. You could have not done any of that. There was multiple times you could have turned around and was like, you know, nah, I don't feel comfortable. I'm gonna bitch out, you know? Sure, your pride may get hurt and people would like call you a pussy for fucking weeks on end, but it's always a choice. Look, it's like, there's always a choice. There are never any good choices, like, you know, like, oh, you either kill your mother or I'm gonna blow your brains out. There's always a choice. You either kill your mother or you die. But at least your mother might live with your death. It's a terrible choice. It really is a terrible choice. And a terrible predicament to be in, where no one wins at the end, but there's still choices. But to say I had no choice but to shoot my own mother, that you still pulled the trigger. There were billions of choices. Right? There were billions of choices. You could have tried to fight off the attacker. You could have tried to, I don't know, waste the bullets. Like, you could have done so many different things, but to say you had no choice is preposterous. Like, yes, I agree, sometimes some things aren't easy. Some things and scenarios aren't easy, and it may feel like you don't have a choice, but you always have a choice in the matter. I'm just simply saying both choices could be bad, you know? But they're still choices. So to say that I had no choice in sacrificing my friends at this haunted fucking mansion that I planned for months on end, at any time you could have cancelled those plans. You could have just not talked to spirits. You could have just been a normal fucking person instead of summoning spirits at fucking whatever the fuck this place is, and then go around saying the spirit can't help me, I had no choice to sacrifice my friend. That's fucking bullshit. There's always a choice, whether good or bad. The other path was just a delusion, and the road sign points only in one direction. See, this is what I'm talking about. Even when I tore apart the monster's body and took the peacemaker out of his rotten guts to destroy it, I still thought that it was my life and I can make things right. But my life already belonged to her. The choice was made, the game began. I was engulfed by the memories, but only for a minute. In a second I already knew my next step. When ghost hunting, people often use amulets or spells because it is impossible to damage ghosts physically. They are kind of dead and not even here. They are the past that can't be reached by the present, but I can. I have a spell that will just do the trick. Make us be able to punch ghosts and we just fucking jump the fucking ghost 6-year-old and, you know, kill her in the spirit realm. Quick, jump her! Fucking break her legs! That will give the ghost girl flesh for a moment and the monster. I had no idea what to do with that. This will be enough to finish the ritual successfully. I couldn't tell the guys how the ghost should be killed. Tell about the object which connects the ghost to this world, because the plan could be ruined. I don't want to pull the trigger of my gun. It's only my task. The materialization of a ghost is my first step. The assassination of the ghost is the second step. I was fucking joking. But all of us must use the spell or it will be too suspicious. And by the way, the material enemy will give them hope to win, but hope only. They will be along my side so I can control them, so they won't be running from me or the ghost, and that is good. But of course they couldn't kill it. She will grant flesh to the ghost if they cut out her name on their skin. I have an idea, but I'm afraid you won't like it so much. I don't like it already. You can't make it worse. She pierced me with her eyes. Her wish is that she could break my neck as if I were a turkey to be cooked on Thanksgiving Day. In my eyes, she saw the reflection of herself torturing my body. Near the chains and gleaming blades, her brother was standing in blood, asking, "Are you okay?" He could even hold a camera, shooting their favorite movie. Of course, if she finds him after all. Will she find him? That's the question. And all of this wasn't okay at all. I feel someone's presence in this house. Suddenly Lloyd's eyes become red coals. He rushed at me like a speeding train that can't be stopped. Are you out of your frickin' mind? Do you see what you've summoned? Did you? It peeled off the skin of her face back at the nursery. It killed Kate, turned her into that creature thing. Do you understand that you'll kill us all, freak? But they want to help us. The girl's parents. It's our best chance. Great idea. Let's summon a bunch of ghost lunatics so they will finish us off quickly. If you ask me, we're already doomed. God damn my freaking imagination. My mind pictured how amongst the candles and the gates of hell appeared with the ghosts crawling out. They filled the ground floor, then the stairs, the first floor, the second. There were so many of them. They needed to divide our limbs into such small pieces, such that Kate's fingers a delicious feast in this dark realm. And before I could see anything else so disgusting, my imagination ran out of battery. We don't have to summon them. They want to give us something. As far as I can tell from the words of the girl's father, he can help us kill the thing. Lloyd was going to say something, but Ella interrupted him. I wouldn't count on some ghost father of a mad dead girl. It's better than nothing, and looks like a chance. I don't like the idea either, but we really don't have a choice. You ask me for my help, I give an idea, you're like, not doing that, you're fucking crazy, kill you. What is your issue? You're all horrible people. I mean, I'm a bad person, but you guys fucking suck. I'm not saying you deserve to die, but... The documents in the desk in his study. He was doing a research on ghosts, but something went wrong and his daughter set herself on fire while he was How? How does a 6-year-old set themselves on fire by accident? Like, I can understand maybe accidentally burning themselves, like, in like the fireplace, but like not completely. Did you have, with this fucking massive house, you must have some fucking like form of like monetary value, so you couldn't buy like a bunch of nannies to watch her every fucking second? How do you accidentally set, like, burning herself I can understand by accident, but setting herself on fire is something else. Now she is controlling the monster. It's her new toy. But Luigi said, I had to interrupt her. It was driving me mad. It was such a pain to make up these stories, so I didn't want to get the critical review of my scenarios. What?
Still want to go there?
Yeah?
Alright, you just get over hour.
Okay. It was Lloyd. Did you forget that already? I think that girl's our main target. She tried to kill us. Maybe the father wants to help, so the father has my point of trust. It's wise. The girl, that's our problem. I would trust neither a little brat nor her old man. If you're so smart, then finish her on your own. I threw the baseball bat to Lloyd and burst the door wide open. It's good that I knew the thing wasn't in the car now, not at our front door. Lloyd screamed in fear. Maybe if he was more quiet, it wouldn't even notice us. But he was screaming so loudly that the dead of the graveyard on the outskirts of the city could hear. No, shut it! The creature rushed through the door and now everyone screamed. Kate's corpse almost peeked inside the door. Her long arms arms clenched the rail of the porch, but we could feel her dead cold fingers grabbing our hearts, beating in horror. Lloyd was so frightened that I thought the guy would have a heart attack. He hysterically threw the baseball bat at the monster's head and hid his face with his hands. Mon's face changed. He clenched his teeth and was like a different person now. He bared his teeth and pushed me with his shoulders hard, so hard that I almost kicked out of the house. Don't be an idiot, Ashley! If she didn't hold me, I would be there outside the house. Mon wanted me there. He wanted to kill me. Maybe he knew something. Maybe he just got sick of me. But there's no doubt he wanted to kill me. Frickin' bloody killer. Well, Martin, after all, you deserve to be punished. You were literally doing the same fucking thing! What do you mean he's the bloody killer? You were literally sacrificing these people for what? A voice in your head? And he's the bad guy for you opening the door? Yes, maybe it's partially Lloyd's fault for screaming like a bitch, but you did open the door in the first place. What the hell? We are already in deep shit. This thing gets in here, it will be the end. And sorry about that, I didn't mean to push you, but don't be stupid next time. Was he really sorry? I couldn't tell. Maybe he was lying to me. Why do I care anyway? He wouldn't make it out alive anyway. Exactly my fucking point! You are the fucking worst! And now, because of Lloyd, we lost the fucking baseball bat, the only way to defend ourselves. That was cool, big guy. Lloyd couldn't say a word because Martin beat him up already. It was my favorite bat for the fucking record. Martin punched Lloyd and kicked him in the stomach. Ella tried to stop him. I think he's had enough already. Let's find the documents. Martin, calm down. We'll have to find them. He helped Lloyd to get up. I'm sorry, but I'm very upset that I lost it. He almost beat the guy to death because of some baseball bat. Now you're being fucking dramatic. He literally started beating on him and kicked him in the stomach. Oh, this is pissing me off! But he nearly ignored his girlfriend's... Nearly? What do you mean? But he nearly ignored his girlfriend's death. Martin, you were such a mystery. Lloyd, Martin, Grace, and I went upstairs. Ella stayed on the first floor to be on guard. She wasn't a coward, but a nice girl. Though I saw her hand shaking. What do you mean? What the fuck? What are you gonna do? We followed the voice, which I kind of hear in my head. Of course it guided us to the documents. My mind was full of thoughts and guessing of what was about to happen next, but still the most interesting were the victims. The house, along with these guys, were just a box full of candies. They all had the chocolate skin and rotten souls shaking in the bloody cream. Bones, teeth, flesh revealed themselves to remind us about the past. Some people try to forget their horrible secrets. Others put them in a jewelry box and peek inside to remember their true self. Some don't even try to hide their past. It is the centerpiece of their collection. They keep it safe in a glass jar and take care of it, wiping dust from it every day of the week like Martin Green. I know that he has a collection of such jars somewhere inside his dead heart. death is not a tragedy for him. It is his reason of his existence. What the fuck? And you have the right visions of the things as usual. I was always fond of your way of thinking. As I can read only your thoughts, you are my favorite book, Ashley. Well, I mean, technically, you don't really have any other options for books. Don't screw with my head, and I'm not some stupid book. But I have nothing else to do while these assholes are searching for the documents. Silly. And the last story about the Midnight Curse was much better than this. Come in! I'm going to get myself a drink. So let me save. Okay, so let me save here. As she's talking to all like, oh, that bitch is possessed. Let me. Yeah.
I'll be waiting in the car. There's no rush.
Well, yeah, I just want to like get it and go.
I get that. I get that.
someone tried mugging me because the door was not open. Would I have given someone I'm back. Went to go close the door and almost pulled the entire cupboard down to the floor. Okay. Blind Faith. Let me check the achievements. Well, it's not much of an achievement when I have no other option to fucking do it. It is not for you to decide which story I should tell, and I'm so angry at you right now. We are in a serious shit because of your innovations. 2 monsters at a time. It was just the best idea. Thanks a lot. How am I supposed to kill them? I thought that it would be bad to make the show... I thought that it won't be bad to make the show more interesting, since otherwise I would bored to death. You always kill them so easily. Boring. It is not some boss of an RPG. You kill the one, the others die. It's that simple. Don't try to fool me. Even if I... Ouch! My head struck a wall. My head struck a wall. That was brilliant! You were too focused on this document, you didn't even notice the wall and this ouch of yours. It's hilarious! Go to hell. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to? To the wall, I guess. Here's the cabinet. I remember how I was looking for the newspapers for the Doll Inquisition, but the room was empty. Well, it isn't now! We entered the cabinet. Everything in the room hinted on some research, but mostly it was theoretical. Shit. But mostly it was theoretical, as there was no signs of the experiments. The pile of paper rested on the table and some flies were scattered around the floor. Schemes and pictures were pinned to the wall, while a strange shelf with jars and medicine made me think of this place as a mad scientist's lair. What time is it? Oh, it's basically 2, so 2 hours before a support co-worker gets here. Ow! One of the walls was decorated by a deer's head, and above it a shotgun was hanging. There was a door to the balcony in the room, but we couldn't open it. There was no way out, and Lloyd panicked. He took the gun off the wall and pointed at me. What the hell are you doing? We own this shit together. I didn't pay attention to Lloyd's aggressive gesture towards me. I looked on the barrel of the gun and smiled wearily. I knew that the gun isn't loaded. You won't scare me, boy. I continued to examine the desk drawer and soon find the document and her newspaper. It was her favorite trick. The newspaper was empty for now, and in the document I could find the spell of the ghost materialization. I showed it to everyone. This will do just the thing, and we can use the gun for the monster, I think. Considering that her hands turned to fucking bugs. The sound of rolling dice and the music to my ears. Though I'm a gambling boogeyman, though I don't play fair, it's much more fun, I must admit, when lives are on the line. I forgot what the other was. But you'll be just fine. Lloyd pinned his finger in the gun like it was a lifeboat that would carry him away from a sea of nightmares. Not even close. It was just a weapon without ammo, though in seconds I gave him a pack of metal shells. There for hunting. If we're lucky, we could kill some game. This isn't a store. Take this and be grateful. I took the knife which was lying on the table. It's such luck to find it here, I grinned. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. Okay. I gotta pray with the stream. Not because of this, but I want to put a warning beforehand about, like, this episode may contain self-harm. You know? And to, like... I'm not good with helping people, so it's like, my brain's like, oh yeah, you know, like the generic blah blah blah, you know, seek help, da da da. But that doesn't sound like I'm very serious. I'm just not good with touchy subjects. I can make them for my own characters, but when it regards real people, I'm not good at helping people. So I do apologize. I'll try and skip through this as fast as possible. The knife cut my skin and a drop of blood followed its blade. Just pretend I'm doing the deeper voice. With a surgical precision, trying not to touch the veins, I was carving the materialization spell. We all need to do it? That's what the ghost said? I nodded. Everyone carved the spell into their skin but Grace. The girl hesitated to follow my example, but finally took off the bracelet and a knife appeared in her hand. Martin's face changed. What are you doing? Why did you take it off? Put it on. Put the thing on immediately, Grace. What's wrong with you? I can't do it with my left hand. It'd be a cool detail. See, this is the thing. How the fuck? You're worried about the bracelet, but she has a whole ass fucking, like, Iron Giant fucking outfit. It is I, fear me, evildoers, gears and cogs. Sounds like a shitty Ben 10 hero. It's hero time! Gears and cogs! That moment, Martin clenched Grace's hand and put the bracelet on her hand. Then he realized what he was doing. This bracelet brings luck. You have more chances to get out of here alive. Maybe I should put it on. Maybe I should put it on, if Grace refuses. You won't dare. Martin wanted to hit Lloyd, but he pulled the trigger. Martin dodged and the shotgun and the shells broke the glass of the medicine cabinet. Frickin' asshole. Hey, calm down, both of you. I don't give a shit about the bracelet. The girl smashed the present on the floor and took the shotgun. Lloyd, you idiot, you almost killed Martin. You should be more careful with that. Lloyd looked very guilty, and Martin, as if nothing had happened, took the bracelet and put it into his pocket. Never mind. Are you ready, guys? Grace wiped the blood from her skin. Yes. Now I'm ready. We heard a scream and got past all the disagreements at once. It was time for us to go down the stairs and face the danger. Sorry, the whole thing kind of ruined the whole mood. I'll probably go back to the other voice in the next stream, but I'll just kind of, yeah, sorry for the inconsistencies, but you know. It's like, ooh, scary. Is that a gun? Okay, I'll stop the voice. Okay, you don't have to, just put the gun away, okay? I won't do the spooky voice. I'm sorry, I'm telling you. Bitch. Bang! Sorry. I have a tendency to, it's like, I guess the word is poking mechanism. Yes, I poke people when I'm uncomfortable. Now everyone's uncomfortable and you shall suffer with me. Yeah, I can't handle serious topics or situations seriously, depending on how serious they are, if that makes sense. And so I usually would like tend to dance around and make light to not think about it, but I do understand that can be pretty selfish of like, yo, you're such an asshole, you're not taking things seriously, this is a real problem. Yes, I know it's a real problem, but it kind of makes me uncomfortable. Like women's issue. I'm sorry. But you get what I mean? I wouldn't call it a coping mechanism, but it's a habit I have. We heard a scream and got past all of our disagreements at once. It was time for us to go down the stairs and face the danger. Chick. joking, I'm joking. Unless, no. Maybe, no. Although, no, I'm joking. But, or, sorry, I'm just being stupid. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the monster design because it looks kind of generic. Because the way they described it, it was complete skeletons, and then uneven flesh is clinging like mud underneath your fingernails, right? So I thought there'd be more bone showing of, like, you know what I mean? Yeah, see how the hands are? Kind of like that, but like with different parts of like the body, I mean. They even gave her gums. Just the way Granddad likes it. The scene that I saw was terrifying enough. Ella curled in fear beside the wall. The door was wide open. A creature was standing in the center of the hall. A little girl was hovering from behind. Her fingers seemed to squeeze invisible threads, each of which were sinking in the remains of the human flesh on the skeletons of Kate. Or the skeleton of Kate. Only now I notice how chaotic and quick the movement of her head and body were. It was like a poorly staged play. I'll kill them all, with a story so shockingly bad that it seems the creature itself didn't know what to do with all these screeching teenagers. Is this like a what's the word? Fourth wall break of like them saying like they know the game story might be bad, but you know. I love the way the flesh rips, like the way it's drawn looks so fascinating. See, I can't do shit like that. See how the jaw kind of goes around, but then goes inner around the tongue, and then you see the inside and shit? Or like the tongue and the teeth and shit on the, like, you know, the inner side. I can't do that. Oh yes, we utterly screeched. Even me, it's hard to resist as someone yawns. Very sticky and innovative thing. Invocative thing. Kate, maybe there's something left of her still. Her wretched little soul hanging in the web of guts and blood slowly approached Ella. She was shaking all over. It seemed that she wanted to escape from the invisible cage, but could not. She wanted to run away, or on the contrary, to strangle Ella and then Grace for winning the beauty contest. Her mouth hole reminded me of a crescent moon. I can kind of see it. Kate Skeleton shouted as if to her fans. Look at me! Here I am, the real beauty queen! Rah! On my bald head burns flames in the form of a crown. My fans, come on, support me. And then out of the empty sockets, the two antennas showed up. The cockroaches run out of her eye sockets, and the worms creeping out of her ears. Don't ever laugh as hers goes by, for you may be the next to die. They wrapped you up in bloody sheets and put you 6 feet underneath. Demon eyes turn out your sight. Cheese. You down. to turn you up, to drag you home, for the living, all is well, and they drag you further into hell. Dun, 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 dun. Sorry. The worms crawl in, the worms crawl out, they eat your guts and they shoot them out. They shoot to cold despair. Ask yourself, does anyone care? All of them chant, Kate, Miss the World, Kate is the Queen of Beauty. Beauty kills, one of the cockroaches remarked. She killed Keith Revels. More precisely, her absence, noted the cockroach with the longer antenna. What the fuck are you talking about? My mind put me somewhere else once again, I guess. Oh, my frickin' imagination. What the hell are you doing? Quick, run to the others upstairs! Suddenly, Martin runs down the stairs and pointed the gun at the creature. Now that was one hell of a twist. Lloyd was dumbstruck. A minute ago, it was him who held the gun, and now his hands were empty, his fingers were cold. She was walking around with a loaded gun, and bang, bang to my... Do you want to be picking lead? Do you want to be picking lead out of your stomach, motherfucker? See, the Martin wanted to finish him quick. I heard the click of the slide, and like a thunderclap, there was a deafening shot. The creature's face was half demolished. No, I'm sorry for the mistake. Half of the skull. Well, there was, of course, some skin on it, but I still wouldn't call it a face. This couldn't be powdered. The creature backed away, but the girl behind her waved her arms, obviously urging the monster to kill Martin. Although the scene did immediately move my idea of the controlling threads of the dark puppeteer to the darkest corners of my mind, Kate Skeleton opened her toothy, bony mouth. Or rather, what was left of it. I thought that now this skull will crack, but no. All was good for the monster, of course. Martin was clearly not one of those who can surrender. His hands seemed to have completely refused to see him as master. In general, they refused to be human. Unlike some kind of mechanism, they quickly started loading the gun and shooting. They were no longer led by Martin. There was not even the slightest certainty that anything remained of him. Now these fingers, these hands, and the whole limb were guided by the idea of surviving at any cost. And everything would be fine, but these shots were so loud that it seemed as if Martin was standing right in my head and shooting at the monster, and even missed, bastard! And all these damn bullets were piercing my brain, making my head ache. I do not know why. Maybe I have very sensitive nature, but he doesn't know it. Moreover, the monster doesn't know it either. Even if he did know it, it wouldn't help the case. But at the moment when the shot broke through the several spine of the monster, my heart trembled. Martin nearly broke her damn locket, which for a moment flashed on the monster's neck. The object. I saw a lot of such objects in my short life. Medallions, necklaces, rings, no fantasy at all. They can barely be seen by the human eye and exist simultaneously in two worlds, ours and the other world. They let the ghosts stay here. Humans must have escorted them to the door with the inscription exit. Meanwhile, it became hot in here, and it's time to join the fight. I looked at everyone. They trembled like pigs in the pen, who were suddenly granted a mind and realized that a butcher stands before them. We must help him. He'll run out of ammunition. Who knows when we'll need them? Don't just stand there, do something! I began to push Lloyd from the stairs, but the guy didn't want to go to the battlefield. He clenched his fingers in the stairway railing so firmly that I would need to cut his hands off to get him to move. Are you insane? Stop this madness, mad chick! He is the one with the gun! Ah, fucking stupid cunts. His voice sounded threatening, but he was spooked. He was shaking. He was shaking so much that I thought now all the steps will begin to jump up like a child's xylophone. Well, what had I expected from him? But if in the presence of this pile of muscles I immediately rushed into battle, it would be at least strange. Above, something flashed on the second floor. Right next to the last step was laying an axe. Thanks! She didn't say anything, but I could feel her smile tighten, and the corners of my lips suddenly turned into snakes that wrap around my neck and turn into a loop. But before she caught my throat, before jumping into the void, I was able to overcome uncertainty and fear. It was not the first time, but who said that it was easy to kill a monster? Who ever said that it was easy to kill? Oh shit! I clearly remembered me standing in the middle of the glass shards in the mental hospital. Brennish smiled. When the first ghost appeared, it was a girl. She looked at me with her faded eyes and called me into her world, but I didn't go. I poked a loaded revolver in the object that was her bind to our world, a piggy bank, which was in her hands, and fired. It was easy, only a moment, but it seemed to last forever. It seemed that I drowned in the abyss of her dead eyes. I had fallen into her dead brain and got lost in the labyrinth of convulsions. All these thoughts whizzed through my mind. My instincts were quicker than my doubt, and almost instantly, in order not to change my mind, I rushed to the axe and then went down to Mon. Shoot the legs until you break them. It sounded at least like an order from the commander, and probably more because of how it did sound rather than actual logic, so the guy did. Some metal spheres flew from the muzzle. A short struck the bottom of her legs. One of the balls was stuck in the palata, and at the same time it was in my head, and the two more balls embedded in the bone. The rest fell behind the creature. A few more shots were fired, but the bone didn't want to break. I already wanted to say, "What the hell, man? Just give me the gun." But only I had to break the locket by all means, while pretending that I had chopped off the creature's head. How difficult is it, damn it? I swore to myself that if this asshole doesn't bother to fight off a dead stinker's legs, I'll cut it to pieces. But he could not do it with two more shots. I was ready to admit that he did not shoot at all with the bullets, but with their shadows or even ghosts, and maybe just missed. In general, when my patience began to shorten, forcing me to slaughter a bast, and a miracle happened. Finally, I heard a long-awaited crack. The bone crunched, and pull the scalps of meat behind it began to bow to the floor. The bullet, which overgrew with the bones and strength, became real and punched the damn bone. The battering ram destroyed the tower of the citadel, and the monster fell. I ran abruptly to the monster and wanted to hit his head with the axe, but the dead Kate seemed to be quicker than the alive Kate. She jerked her hand away and the axe densely entered the wooden floor, breaking through the boards. I jerked it out with all my strength, but it was stuck. Her laughter was heard for a second. It seemed to me that the sharp row of her teeth flashed on the blade of the axe, and she smiled. Perhaps it gives me strength. Maybe. She decided to help me. I do not know how, but I still managed to free up the axe and bring it back for a blow. Sorry. Sorry, it's a memory thing. My brain is faulting. As a sentence, the guillotine blade fell to the head of the creature. Heavy metal cut the cervical section. But I did not cut the medallion with my next step. This monster could be reborn and come with renewed strength. And we do not need this shit. But to hide the exact direction of my blow, I began to beat the creature more and more, pretending that I was hysterical, and that what is happening is driving me crazy. Inch by inch, the skin of the dead skeleton began to appear, and soon I saw Kate. Her head was still separated from her torso, but the wounds were healed, and there was a cry. It was the ghost girl. I did not pay any attention to her. Blood poured over my face. My fingers tightly squeezed the axe. This trick of hers, I saw for the first time, does not cease to amaze me. I felt how the cold energy began to fill me as if my body was under the ice. It's like she became home. It's like she's coming home from work. Unlock the doors and change into her home clothes. Although I do not know if there is a work in the world of the dead that suits her age. My hands begin to tingle. My eyes shed tears. The tooth, which I tightly clenched in my pocket, cut my fingers. She's ready. With measured steps, she walks down the corridor, touching the walls with her cold, pale fingers as if touching my skin. I knew where she was going, and when the dining room door opened, I knew how hungry she was. Her mouth widened, and her eyes become black holes. But only for a moment. What the fuck? So, is this like the child spirit? Is this like her true form? Is it like deceiving people and this is what she looks like? She went to the table and lifted the lid off of the tray. Why is the tongue so small? The room was filled with an unbearable smell of rotten organs and blood. Under it lay the insides. A heart, brain, and guts were wrapped around the skin flaps. Near them on the delicacy plate neatly laid the eyes. Her thin fingers slowly lowered and took one eye very carefully, like it was the most precious treasure, and put it on her tongue and then swallowed. She took another organ and it also went into her mouth. I was gonna make a remark, but I'll keep that shit to myself. So is it like... I'm confused, right? Is it like the black part of her eye is the pupil and then the white part is like the... No, the black part is the iris and the white part is the... You get what I'm saying, right? Is it like a regular eye and the black part is the pupil? Or is it completely black and the white part is like the pupil looking at you? I'm trying to figure out what I'm looking at. She ate the rest of the insides, wrapping them around a fork and piercings after cutting the heart and brain into small pieces to make it convenient to chew. Envy, with a taste of contempt and cold blood, is an ideal combination, Chef. Bravo! I swallowed. I didn't like these images in my head at all, but what could I do? I have always said that I have too lively of an imagination. She always used it against me at any convenient moment. All the time it seemed to her that everything was too simple, that drama scenes was too little. Since we are not doing this very often, we must savor every moment, enjoy every second. Perhaps she wanted to share her happy moments with me, but in any case, this scene in my head almost made me sick to my stomach. Did you see it? She became human again. Let me guess, Lloyd's gonna blame me for killing her girlfriend despite... No wait, no. Lloyd isn't, sorry, but you get what I mean. Martin looked at me. He didn't lower his gun. Yes, it was too fast to comprehend. There was a moment when I thought that I'm already dead, that this is just a very bad dream. But we didn't have a choice. Good job, Ashley. Nice, we needed to get out of here. Everyone rushed to the exit. What the hell? When their hands finally reached for freedom, the door closed shut. Nah, bitch, we're playing again. Spin the roulette table with the gun. Bang. That doesn't count. He's like, that doesn't count. The corpse on the ground. The fucking spirit girl raises the corpse, spins the gun again, and keeps shooting until there's nothing left. Okay, now it's your turn. After fucking nearly 9,000 shots to the fucking corpse. We're gonna be here forever. I didn't look at him, as I knew that there was no exit. No, that can't be! Shit! Martin aimed at the lock and made a shot and another. And then he saw the holes in the door, but then the lock remained intact. The guy looked through it, like through a transparent tape. Though the chain scratches were seen not too well, but it was clear that they were ghost-like. What the hell? You did this, freak! I saw that Grace wanted to say something, but she didn't. If she did so, her brother would be punished. I was no pro at kidnapping, but I needed to gain the control of Grace by any means. So, as bait, I held her brother as a hostage. Now, of course, it was just a trick. It was her brother waiting to prank his sister. It was her brother wanting to prank her sister. That was handy. Lloyd punched Martin in the face, and the guy fell down. This mad bull ripped the weapon from Martin's grasp. It's my payback, you asshole! He pointed the shotgun at me, and for a moment I thought that I had lost. But he seemed so confident in his power that he was about to make a mistake by underestimating me. I don't need bullets because I don't want to kill you. What the fuck are you talking about? This whole time you've been trying to fucking kill me! I'll beat you with this damn thing until you tell me how to get out of this shit. Grace smirked. Even without her tips, I was in danger. But I understood what I was doing. When I agreed, and Lloyd had a lot of reasons not to trust me, as then in the factory, if the control center had not exploded, which should not have been working, by the way, I would have been cut in two. He was already stepping in my direction, throwing up his gun. I was scared. I was not afraid of the pain that he could cause me, but the consequences of failure that could shake the most daring imagination. I began to slowly climb up the stairs. Come to Daddy, Ashley! Come to Daddy, Ashley! Oh, fuck, that actually startled me. Lloyd looked at me with ravenous eyes, like I was his prey and I couldn't even understand. He wanted to rape me and then kill me, or vice versa. What the fuck are you talking about? I could not imagine what was happening in his head. What thoughts were behind those eyes, sharp like blades that will strip my body? Then I realized that I was wrong. Still, it was scary, very scary. He was simply insane. He was devoured by the idea of killing me, destroying me. All of his gestures told me that he wanted blood. His teeth flashed in the light of the pale moon, and his fingers, like the claws of birds of prey, dug into the railing. He said he would beat the information out of me, but that was far from the truth. More precisely, he would do something terrible with me, right after he receives the answers, and they would not satisfy him. Although, if the door had opened, he would have been killed. He would have killed me, probably. He is a notorious killer. The number of his victims is 2, and now I heard them. They were near. And with each second when he gets closer to me, they also take a step forward. So, I'm guessing these people, like, people here aren't innocent. I thought maybe she was being dramatic, but maybe she picked these people because they're innocent and no one will miss them because they have grave sins. Lloyd had completely gone mad. He quietly laughed and began to sneak up the stairs as if afraid to frighten me. He's a hunter and I'm a game. But all the same, he could not stand it and threw himself at me. He grabbed me by the hood and almost pushed me off the stairs. He wanted to hit me with his head, then He wanted to hit me on his head, on the step, to cut my skull. God, how he wanted to see my crushed brain, to step on it and climb up the career ladder of a killer, to go even higher. He wanted to, but he had his desires all these years. Martin is not as mad as him, although I'm sure that he has a lot of victims behind him. But Martin killed them neatly, with love, if I may say so. He counted them and remembered forever. As for this psychopath, he killed once since then. He could not remember the taste of blood, as if he was afraid of something, but he is not afraid anymore. Damn those eyes. He remembered this taste, and now it overflows within him. Blood draining like scarlet snakes on his tongue and pouring all around his face. The guy was drowning in it. Seeing it in front of him, only the red veil of hatred, anger, incredible thirst. When the psycho attacked for the first time, I broke free, but Lloyd hit my leg with the metal barrel and I began to limp a little, but still managed to climb higher. No one's stopping? Well, I guess I understand why Grace isn't stopping me. But, like, there's still... I doubt Martin is unconscious from being fucking punched. So we're all just as bad as each other. I mean, so far the only innocent ones would be Ella, Grace, and Kate. Because Kate is like a cheater, but, you know. Ella is into fucking paranormal shit and knew what I was going to do, which isn't any better, but she hasn't. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? And you know what? He was like, I was gonna make a joke about like, I was gonna make a joke where it's like, what Zero, you know, what Zero pussy does to a motherfucker, and he's like, oh yeah, he's going to rape me. I'm like, oh well, maybe that joke isn't the best. He again swung his weapon at me and hit me in the temple. I almost died on the spot, but still had some strength. She gave it to me when I touched the tooth. When I dragged my leaded body to the second floor, I dipped my finger on the blood and drew her symbol, so she would give me even more strength. I felt much better. The pain was overshadowed. I rushed into the office and saw that there was a revolver on the desk. Old, slightly rusted, with a faded inscription, most likely loaded and created a few minutes ago. I automatically grabbed it and began to look for a safe place like a trapped beast. I was wondering why she was speechless. I wanted her advice what to do next. Soon I realized that she was not interested in helping me so much, because then, from all this action, panicked scenes, she wouldn't have an exciting show. And unfortunately, I could not start a dialogue with her first. She did not hear me. The door to the balcony suddenly opened, and I immediately realized this invitation was addressed to me. The hands of the wind were calling me, gently touching my cheek, a wound on my forehead. Lloyd was already close enough. I ran to the balcony and the psychopath rushed after me. The moon illuminated his crooked face with pale colors, and from this he looked even more insane. See, it looks fine like this, but up close with like the extra line is like, you know. It is over. Now you'll be playing only by Daddy's rule, my girl. There was a noise. Maybe it was steps, perhaps Grace, and Ella did not really want to get involved with Lloyd's half-wit, but I think Martin was already awake. It could be him, or it's just a branch knocking on the glass. Everything is possible in this strange world. Maybe I should jump down into the darkness and break my neck. Maybe she won't let me. I would like to shoot a bullet into Lloyd's head. No, of course I wouldn't kill him, but who said I can't shoot at his foot or something like that? The ghost said, that's who. I can't do anything to Lloyd or anyone else. All pain must belong to them, and otherwise all is in vain. But she still gave me the weapon, knowing that I could not use it. I could hear her laughing. I squeezed the revolver in my hand. She started to fear that I would kill him, and I could. I did not have to answer for my actions anymore. To hell with this deal, I'll just kill the motherfucker, and come what may, God, how my temple hurts, and how he pisses me off. The moon lit up the balcony like a searchlight, brightening the scene, and the show was about to begin. I already heard them. They were close, right behind me, down there, under the balcony. I leaned over the railing and felt a cold flow of air coming from below. I aimed at Lloyd and took my hand away, so the bullet did not hit him, then pulled the trigger. Do you want to kill me, idiot? Go ahead, shoot. He took my hand and pressed it to his chest, squeezed my finger on the trigger. Click, misfire. I am immortal. My deeds are immortal. You can't do anything about it, frickin' witch. So, I was just gonna shoot you in the dick. I snatched my hand away and threw the revolver over the balcony so as not to accidentally wound this motherfucker. Lloyd came at me and put the metal barrel to my temple. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a witch by the toe. If she cries, don't let her go. Take a knife and cut her throat. He fell silent, his hand holding onto the barrel, weakened. In his eyes, instead of madness, they clearly showed fear. Someone grabbed his hands tightly. Oh, what the fuck? It was a dark-haired girl. She quickly climbed onto the balcony, and a young guy followed her. Since the balcony was quite high, I had no doubt that this couple were ghosts. They both had the same tattoo as Lloyd's, a lizard. The girl's hair was thrown back by the wind. Her white neck gleamed by the reflection of the pale moon on the glass. Nadaline? Or is it Nadine? Tom? They didn't say a word. Perhaps they had something to say to him. Only their mouths were stitched up, as always a frightened image of a vengeful ghost. Their glassy eyes reflected Lloyd's distorted face. You know, I have an idea, right? So basically, I imagine that the abandoned hospital, the factory, I feel like she makes different friends, so like the people in this house weren't the same ones at like the abandoned factory. I imagine that she befriends other twisted, sick people. So basically she's, from what I've heard, she's basically the fucking character from Dexter. She's a fucked up person that kills bad people. Their glassy eyes reflected Lloyd's disordered face. Perhaps if the seams had parted, they would have screamed in pain or despair. Lloyd stepped back, but the spirits are already gone. The ghost left me alone with the mad guy. It was strange. I thought that they were now teaching him a lesson. I could feel how they rushed to him to finish him off. But she seemed to hold them back. They were like chained dogs who can't resist the will of their mistress. Lloyd clenched his teeth to try to hit me on the head with a weapon, but I dodged. God damn it! Your frickin' games again! You can say my name and let me in. Then I'll finish the boy myself. I bent so Lloyd couldn't throw me across the railing. The crumbs of paint fell on my hood. Now you will have them only using the book. The guy grabbed me by the throat and slowly began to lift me. I'm very light, so it's easy to throw me from the balcony. Well then, let me delay this sweet moment a little. Tensions always arouse my interest, you know? Help me, goddammit! Okay, now have fun. Lloyd's wrist hurt, and he released me. I walked away from the railing. Heck. It was very difficult to dodge his attack. Lloyd was very tough and strong, and yet he was insane. Everyone knows that the person who is off his rocker is much stronger than normal. He grabbed me and threw me on the ground. I already thought that I couldn't get up, but touching the tooth I could. Then I realized that continuing this madness is meaningless. I need to run away from this monster. Moonlight passed along the rails of the balcony. Behind them was a window. The window seemed to come out of the wall of the house to admire a scenery, a dark forest in which I couldn't see a damn thing, and the moon that strolled along the branches and the crowns of trees with its pale legs. I pushed Lloyd away and ran to the railing. I climbed on them and jumped, putting my hands forward. They sharply grasped the protruding edge, but at the same time I banged my head against the stone, so I almost unclenched my fingers. Spitting blood into the dark abyss of the night, I began to stain my hands to pull myself up. All of my muscles ached, but somehow I did it. I felt dizzy and I nearly fell down again. But my self-preservation instinct worked just in time. My hand gripped the ledge into which the columns of the balcony of the third floor were driving. Want to know my theory of who the ghosts were? So, this is my theory, right? My theory is that he befriended these two people, right? And my theory is that the Tom and Natalie were a thing, right? And I imagine with fucking Lloyd being a fucking psychopath or a serial killer, he would, let's just say, occasionally violate Natalie and basically threaten to murder her and her boyfriend if they, you know, told anyone. She, you know, at some point it was too much and she broke down and told her boyfriend. Her boyfriend tried going to the cops. Lloyd found out and killed them both, which is why they have their mouths stitched to silence them from telling anyone what happened. And because of how sex crazy is, I just, you know, it just gives me that vibe, you know? I clung to it with all my strength, and again, feeling the pain in my, I was gonna say joints, I pulled myself up. As soon as I climbed onto the balcony, I immediately fell to the cold stone floor. There was a knock. I jumped and, leaning over the railing, I saw Lloyd, who was hanging, holding onto the ledge. I stepped back. Stairs. I saw her while I climbed here. I ran up to her, and quickly, despite the fact that my whole body ached, I climbed to the roof. I have nowhere to run. Maybe it's time for the show. I think you are right. Her voice sounded offended. It's like I took a toy from a child. Well, excuse me, the toy clenching its teeth like some kind of mechanism, climbing up to me on the roof. Of course Lloyd was a toy, because I was an instrument. He ran at me. The guy was already without a weapon. Oh yeah, so I have the headset around my neck. I didn't know if there was any jump scare noises or whatever. The guy was already without a weapon, but his hands could already inflict serious bodily harm. Or maybe he was just throwing me off the roof. Suddenly there was a strange sound, and before me appeared a dark wall of fluttering wings. The ravens struck Lloyd, but they did not touch him. All pain must belong to them. The guy was already near the edge of the roof. I almost screamed with fright when he fell, but then there were ghosts. They seemed to me that I heard their names. Voices whispered, Nadine, Thomas. They caught Lloyd and dragged him to the roof. The crows disappeared and nothing protected me, which means that this is the end. They dragged him, screaming, into the moonlight spot to make the execution. I was very close. What would they do to him? You need to return to the house now. Her voice was tensed. You might even say frightened. Okay, return to the house. See, I can't save. I can't go back. I can't save. Okay, so save. So I'll do this, right? What off stream? I'll kind of I won't like look at the execution off stream, but like I'll try and get to there before, you know. I decided not to forget about the main thing. Yeah, so like I think that's a good place to end it.